Hi, I'd like to talk to you about sleep. What happened to those nights where you got in bed, fell asleep, stayed asleep, and woke up in the morning feeling refreshed? Well, if you're a woman going through menopause, chances are you haven't experienced many of those nights lately. They may not come back in quite the same form as that, but hopefully some of these tips will help you sleep more easily through menopause. Now, many women going through menopause don't develop any sleep problems, but most do, and unfortunately, they develop early in the process of menopause and then become more of a sleep habit, so it's hard for it to break or go away later in menopause. So, what are some of the causes of sleep problems in menopause? Mostly it is hot flashes that can begin the process. Many women will be awakened in the middle of the night with a hot flash and have difficulty falling asleep. But as estrogen levels fall, something else is also happening. Generally, under the normal sleep cycle, we will go through a sleep cycle in the first 4 hours where you will go quickly down to the deeper stages of sleep once you fall asleep. It's normal to take about 15 minutes to fall asleep, then you quickly go down to the deeper stages, stay there for a few hours, and then come up into the REM stage, which is the lighter stage. Around this time, the body core temperature is supposed to drop by a degree or two, and this helps to keep a person in the REM stages. With menopause, that core body temperature drop often does not occur, so women can awaken more easily if there is any sound in the bedroom or if they're uncomfortable at all. Partner flips over in bed and wakes you up. So taking a aspirin or an ibuprofen before you go to bed may help with this, as long as it's not contraindicated for health reasons. That's one of the reasons women often have time falling asleep or staying asleep in menopause. There are sleep habits that can be utilized to help facilitate falling asleep more quickly and staying asleep. Many of us sabotage our own sleep with a lifestyle that doesn't facilitate sleep. We come home from work, we try to cram in as much as we can into the evening, and we work hard or actively right up until when we want to go to bed. The brain needs time to relax. It needs time to de-stress. So you need to take at least an hour before you want to fall asleep to relax. You don't want to be in a place in your house with really bright lights or a lot of loud noise. This activates the brain more. You don't want to be doing anything that really activates your brain. A few years ago, I decided to try to learn Spanish. I used to do my Spanish tapes right up until when I was going to go to bed, and then I couldn't figure out why I wasn't falling asleep until a friend pointed out, you're using your brain too hard right up until sleep. Do it a little earlier in the evening, and that made sense to me. So you need to take some time before you want to fall asleep to relax. You also want to limit what you do in bed pretty much to sleep. You don't want to lounge in bed, watch TV, eat your dinner, read books for hours on end. The body doesn't associate the bed with sleep when you do that. So you want to try to keep your bedroom as the place that you go to sleep and not the place where you do a lot of other things. Other things that people need to think about to help themselves sleep: limit caffeine in the afternoon. Caffeine will, of course, keep us awake. That may be interfering with your sleep. If you're a cigarette smoker, it's another reason to quit. That nicotine can be something that wakes you up a little bit, so you want to, another reason to quit smoking. You also want to eat dinner earlier in the evening. If you give your body a big load of glucose in the late evening, that's going to wake it up. That's going to keep it awake. Also, a common thing people do is try to drink a glass of wine or two to help themselves fall asleep. You may fall asleep, but chances are you'll wake up in a couple of hours when you're burning that off. So it's important to look at what you might be doing to sabotage your sleep. Try to correct them, try to correct these things, and also talk to your provider, of course, about what might be interfering with your sleep. There are a couple of illnesses or conditions that can interfere with sleep: obstructive sleep apnea, restless leg syndrome. Sometimes the medications you're on for depression or hypertension might actually be interfering with your ability to sleep. So talk to your provider, get a good exam, of course, make sure that there's nothing going on to interfere with sleep. They may also be able to help you a little bit with medication. Medications are helpful, but they're not to be depended on. You really need to change your life to facilitate sleep, cut back on work, increase pleasurable, relaxing activities in the evening, and try to control your hot flashes and any bodily aches and pains you can. So hopefully this will help you achieve a better night's sleep, and good Z's to everybody.